it's Mrs Gaia from Gaia Health Store, and I'm joined with the lovely Sarah Williams from Organic Aromatherapy Limited.
Hello everybody.
And today we are going to talk about her amazing Star Child Chakra from the Soul Harmony Chakra Creams that we have in store, and we're going to go through it today. So this sounds amazing. Star Wars, intergalactic, Star Child. What is it?
Hello everyone. This is the Star Child Cream. Is little noise there. So the Star Child Cream is, or the Star Child Chakra is the one it's the first auric chakra above the crown. So it's literally a couple of inches or inch, so depending on how much you've puffed up your energy field or not, because we can expand our energy fields or we can contract them when we're feeling guarded or out of sorts. So when you expand your energy field, and it's sort of just the first one above your crown, and it's here, it connects you to your monad and your soul group. So we've all got, nobody is alone. Nobody is alone. Many people feel isolated or alone or frightened,
like different, or they're like, why are we here? Yeah
lonely. You can be in a room full of people and feel very lonely. Or you can be, in a just with one person and feel completely, anyway, comfortable. But the point is, if you feel lost and alone and isolated, then the Star Child Chakra Cream is going to really help you. Why? Because we all come in with soulmates. So we've got 11 soulmates in our soul group, because there are 12 souls apparently, in my view, in a soul group. So if there are 12 people or 12 souls, let's say, in a group, think of a class at school. There are 12 beings in a class. You're one of them, and there are 11 others who are all there to help you, to advise you, to be able to do whatever it is that you've chosen to do in this lifetime, to trigger you, maybe. So a soul mate may be someone that triggers you. It might be a family member that you can't escape, because every Christmas or birthday or wedding or funeral, you have to see them. So soul mates.
And that's really interesting, because everyone always thinks soulmate is like the love of your life. That's how it's been manipulated with mainstream. So it could be, but it's not. I always used to think soulmate was that. Right. And are they on this planet? So those 12 are physically here, or not always?
Not always.
Right.
Because sometimes one is unincarnated, or several of them may be unincarnated, and they can visit you through the realms of the, through the higher dimensions. So it could be in a dream state, it could be in a state of meditation, that you connect to the unincarnated members of your soul group, of your class. But the important part to remember is that every soul mate is here to trigger you, to show you what it is that you need to do in order to polish up the facet of your inner diamond, so that you can shine your highest light. So those people that, for instance, Emma and I knew each other many years ago, nearly 2 decades ago, and we connected, but we didn't really, know why, but we had a nice enough arrangement. But it wasn't, I hadn't actually met Emma, and then suddenly, sort of over a decade later, we realised that we're living next door to each other, nearly 10 minutes away, and neither of us are from this area.
No, crazy.
But we literally are working together more now, and actually, or maybe Emma and I are part of the same either soul group or monad, which I'll come to in a moment.
Yeah, I think so.
So the monad, I think a monadic connection. So with this, your soul mates may really, really upset you, to trigger you into a response which helps you to realise what there is within you that you can clean up and polish. Or it might be someone that you immediately know and trust. So you've only just met them, but you kind of really, really trust them. You really kind of know them. You feel like you've known them forever, and you recognise something about them. It may be their energy. So those sorts of things, you just kind of feel a familiarity with them. So your soul team, so your soulmates are here to help you to polish up you, so that you can step forward into the level of moving forward into the next frequency of layer of vibration or dimension. But all of the other soulmates also need to reach the same frequency, and in order to help us to do that, you may need to incorporate one of the other 12 soul groups in your monad. So there are 12 groups of 12 souls in a monad, right? So you've got cousin groups. So think of this as being one class of 12. You've got 12 others, and it's 143 other souls in the, let's say that's a class and that's a year group. You've all got to reach the same level before you can all move to the next frequency and then continue your work.
Oh, okay.
So the purpose for each of those in the monadic group is to assist you, just you, me, into your highest vibration, so that once we're all vibrating on the same frequency, and the whole group, not just your soul group, but your whole monad is, and when we're all triggered each other into feeling the same frequency, then we can all transcend together, and we can't go if one's left behind. So where we go on, we go all. We all have to go at the same moment into the next frequency, so that we can then do the next layer of education of our earth school training, or our scholastic, our potential, our shining ourselves up to being the highest aspect of ourselves. Now, if you feel lonely or isolated, pop this on and you won't, because you will then be realizing that you are still connected to not only your soul group, who you recognize and you either love or not like a lot. Someone who triggers you in some way. It could be a positive, or what you may feel is a negative, but actually it's always about positive. Refer back to the Altar Major Chakra for that, as to what parts people play for each other in lifetimes. But also it connects you to your monad. So if you feel lost and alone, put that on and you won't. So things like depression, suicidal thoughts, feeling really isolated, anyone who's on the spectrum, ADHD, ADD, any of those things, autistic, whatever they call you, you are a special being, a special star being, and you've got many, we have got many attributes which just don't fit into the old boxes.
It's like it can activate your soul gifts and your connections and why you're here, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'd go along with that.
Yeah. So, in balance, out of balance. I guess when you're in balance, you're like, you're part of a greater thing, you're connected to everything, and particularly your monad group and your soulmates, and you understand why these interactions are happening with people on a physical plane.
Yeah, and you also recognise those as they come into your life, like I've just said with Emma. I mean, all those years ago, we didn't know that we would be working together, in another decade or nearly two. Oh, no,
and it's so weird, because I was vibing Sarah. She hasn't told me this, but I don't think she was particular. She was like, I was just a girl on the end of the phone, and I was loving Sarah. And then when I found her popping her little head up on social media, I was like, oh, I remember that lady with the creams. Oh my gosh, she lives around the corner. And then I literally just invited myself around her house. I haven't left since.
And we just
it's only been like 6 months. And I'm like, hi.
I know. And we just have such a fabulous connection.
And it's like crazy. And what I find is interesting as well is that, there is a little bit of an age gap between you and me, but I have a lot of people that I have that gap. So I'm like early 40s, and I have a lot of people that maybe 10, 15 years, 20 that I would say are in my soulmate or group. So it's not about ages, like we just connect. Like, one of my best friends is like 55.
Absolutely.
It doesn't age, doesn't matter. It literally transcends. So if you're feeling isolated, whack that on, definitely.
Really, really helps. So you don't know maybe who's in your monad, until later. You know, you may not recognise them straight away.
Yeah,
you will.
thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it exciting?
I was like, hello, you're like,
Was I? How rude.
You weren't dismissive. I was always loving you, but it was when I contacted you again, because obviously you had a presence. Like, you would have talked to so many customers and salespeople, but how many people did I talk to that does chakra creams? There's only you in the whole world. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah,
Well,
actually, I just think you still are.
Actually, I don't think anyone else is doing.
I don't think
creams.
so.
People
No.
do sprays.
Sprays, essences, fragrancy things, but yeah, big candles, always loads of candles. Yeah.
Well, I did
very
candles
unique
years ago, but that was, you know, that's so old hat now for me. Says she flamboyantly. But no. Anyway, loads of reasons.
So 20th century.
It is. We just need to keep evolving and moving with the times. But that's why we need to keep looking at these evolutionary chakras, these outer body chakras, these ascension chakras. And this one I was also writing about in magazines back in 2014. So again, this is paradigm shift. I was talking about the ascension chakras back in 2014, and there's the Star Child. Okay, the colours are silver and gold, and they connect with the Earth Star Chakra. Okay.
Yeah, and silver and gold is also coming up in so many different facets. So if you're kind of switched on as well, this is you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so much buying of silver and gold, the price back in actual real currency.
It is, but also gold connects to the heart. And
it's like sovereign. It's like divine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sovereign.
Yeah, sovereign.
Your sovereignty.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. But also, so the gold and the silver are known to be the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And whereas the whereas the Soma chakra connects very much to the silver, the the diamond frequency. This one connects to Herkimer diamonds because it's about connecting. So if I wanted to establish a connection with somebody, I would give them a Herkimer diamond, because that would, they're kind of connected like a connective group, and they all trigger each other, a bit like our quantum stuff that we're now doing with the V4. But so Herkimer diamonds, if you want to establish a connection with someone, like a loved one who's going away, my daughter went to live in Bali, so I have a Herkimer, she has a Herkimer, we feel connected, all of those sorts of things. It's like a connection. This is all about connectivity and support and feeling more comfortable in your skin on a spiritual.
Yeah. And the sound again, is that everything, yeah.
I think if we
foods is not really relevant again. Who needs food where we're going?
Upper chakras, foods are not gonna are not really gonna help us with the upper chakras.
No.
So in meditation, that will, and if you want to meditate on these, it's an aid to meditation.
Yes.
And this is going to help you to connect with your monad and your soul group. So I think we'll pretty much leave it there.
Yeah.
And also it sounds so beautiful, as you say.
It does. It is such a beautiful name. So hope that was useful for you, Star Child. Another one of the Ascension Chakras. Keep tuned as well, because Sarah will be, all of the magazine that she just showed you about the Ascension Crystal, she will put that into a lovely workshop with us soon at Gaia. So stay tuned for that. So these kind of upper chakras we'll learn more about, which you'll be able to do in person with Sarah. She's always available. Best way to get her is on Facebook. I'll put all of her links below and on the website, and yeah, you can purchase the creams in store or via her. And also, I forgot to mention on the other videos as well, she does free chakra readings, so she can tune in with your permission from anywhere around in the world. Literally, she works globally. So yeah.
Actually, on that point, and without doing too much of a waffle, people ask me, how do you tune into somebody else?
Yes.
My higher self connects with somebody else's higher self, and if their higher self wants that support, I can do a free chakra reading. But if the higher self doesn't agree to it, I just see black. I don't see anything. So literally, I had a lady on the phone who said, My son needs help. He's got addictions, and I said I can do a free chakra reading. She said I don't think he'd be up for that. So I explained that I can go in via the higher self, and if I get refused, I can't help. But if I don't need the personality's involvement, because I send up to management. I send my question up to the management. So I always say, if I can't deal with it, send it up to management, let my higher self deal with it, and then the information will come through. And when they've resolved it, they can drop that download the information to me and the other person, and then that's all sorted out. So again, with things like ancestral healing and ancestral wounding, going back through lifetimes is another one that Star Child can help with.
Oh yeah.
So if you're doing ancestral work, so going back through family constellations.
Yeah, and that's coming up a lot for people at the moment. I don't know if you've experienced that so much. I'm saying to so many people when I'm doing tarot readings, like, this is ancestral. It's not even your stuff. You're here on this planet to clear and cleanse that, like right here, right now. Yeah.
Absolutely. And also I'm finding that with the Mayan healing that I'm doing, I'm going back through 7 generations on the matriarch line and the patriarchal line, and I know other people are doing it with familial constellations.
Yeah.
And actually that can change everything in your world.
Yeah.
And I mean the relationships that you've got with your children, because it changes something in the ancestral line. So your ancestral line comes in, and then that'll help your progeny to go forward.
Yeah.
So if you want to help your children, it may be that you want to do some form of constellation or ancestral work that we were just talking about.
Definitely.
Through meditation as well, and actually change the outcome for your progeny.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really empowering, rather than you hear all of this stuff like, oh, it's just in my family, these diseases, or that's just the way we are. And it's like, no, you've got that power to change that. So yeah.
Put this on.
I don't think we even did. Let's just put a little bit on now and connect in.
So this one is influenced. We didn't even.
Oh yeah,
say
the fragrances.
It's
really... something really uplifting. It smells a bit like marzipan.
Oh no, there's no almond in here. Wait, juniper.
Maybe it's that actually. It's quite fresh. Uplifting.
Cypress and ginger.
Oh, it's the cypress and ginger. I love that cypress. Cypress is in the Alta Major, isn't it, as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also some of these oils are influencing the Earth Star cream, but we've grounded that with a tree. But you can have a look at the Earth Star video for that. But this one I have omitted the tree, and we've gone with these.
Keep it floaty.
High vibe, kind of like nurturing, kind of feelings of well, very simple.
Freshness. It is simple.
It is very fresh.
That's good. So, Star Child, I think we've got all the knowledge we need to move forward. Let us know if you've got any questions. As I mentioned, I've put all the links for both of our businesses down below, and then if you have got any questions, obviously you know where we are.